decide to do laundry today. I think I'm gonna try going live in a bit, but I wanted to, because I have a feeling the one road that I go down is going to have beautiful fall colors. This is my favorite time of the year. The weather's gorgeous right now. It's warmer than it usually is in Jersey, but it's nice. And yeah, I'm in a little skirt and tank top. But there's this one road that I go down that is my favorite road. It's just so pretty, and I'm hoping that all the colors are going to be there. So that's why you're taking a ride with me today, to look at the pretty fall colors. That's my goal, at least. Oh, this is the first time I've had to stop coming out of my driveway. And there's that gravel kicking up. Yeah, you can see some of the fall colors. Anyway, it's always been my favorite time of year. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. Christmas has never, it became more of a favorite holiday when my kids were little, because, it was exciting watching them open their presents and whatnot. But for me, Christmas was never really, not that I didn't like it. I liked the family aspect of it. Like Christmas Eve, I like better than Christmas, because our family has a big get-together, and it's everybody that shows up. Cousins, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, moms, dads, everybody. And that's usually at my sister's house. It used to be at my mom's house, but as she got older, it moved to my sister's house. And my sister's house is a lot bigger anyway. So, it was holding more, and then friends started coming, and everybody had more kids. So, but Christmas Eve is always fun. And my cousin Danielle is fabulous. She always comes up with a really fun game to do, or just something fun to do. And this past Christmas Eve, I'll miss this Christmas Eve, unfortunately. But this past Christmas Eve, it was like a Secret Santa, but it was with funny or naughty t-shirts, Christmas t-shirts that you wore for the night. And that was funny. That was actually really funny and fun. So, look at the colors. I hope you guys can see the colors, because it's so pretty. I think I'm going to, I'll hit the post office coming home. Because we still have our P.O. box, I believe. I believe we do. And I got to check something for Scott. Look at these colors. I love fall so much. I was really glad to see that the trees were changing. I don't know, for some reason I thought the trees weren't going to change this far down the south. But I'm assuming they change everywhere. I don't know, do they? I guess they don't in Florida. I don't know. The state that you're in, what state are you in? And do you get the fall colors on the trees? Because that's my favorite. I don't remember if California got it. I think you had to go up to the mountains maybe to see the fall change. I actually don't remember. This is the way too. I think this is the way. Or maybe it's on my way to the post office. I forget. But there's the coolest chicken thing that I've ever seen. I don't know how safe it is for the chickens and predators, But this guy uses those plastic barrels all over his yard, has them tipped upside down so they, so the bottom is like the roof, and he cuts out like a place for the chickens to go in. And there's like, I don't know, I want to say like 15 of them in his yard. And you see the chickens, they all look healthy and happy. But yeah, I don't know, with just the huge birds alone that we have here. I mean, I've never seen some of the birds as big as I've seen here. So yeah. Oh God, these colors. And it looks so pretty when you look up the mountain and you see, because right now I'm coming down the mountain, so there's mountains around us so you can see. I forget some of the names of the mountains. Someone was telling me when we went to the spaghetti dinner, the county spaghetti dinner. I had to laugh because it was Halloween, so maybe that's a difference. I don't know, but I texted my girlfriends and I'm like, there's 7 people here. I feel like I've arrived to the country. And I hope those 7 people are in our entire community. But I did find out, and I don't know how true this is, Scott's got a call because, Scott has heart issues. He's healthy, he's very healthy, but he's healthy with stents and diabetes. But, and I have my kidney issues, and I've been septic from it before. But anyway, I found out, and I don't know how true it is. I'm going to make Scott call to find out because I wouldn't even know where to start. But if you pay $500 for 10 years, you're covered for any emergency helicopter rides that you need to the hospital, because we're a good hour away from a hospital. A good hour. And if there's like an emergency, they flight back you out. So that was good to know. And we have plenty of property on our land and across from us where they could land. So that's not an issue of, finding somewhere to land. You just have to give them permission to land on your property. And that's about it. That's the big information that I found out. Living in the country on a mountain. They did have, now, when we first moved here in May, the closest hospital was in Stillwell, Oklahoma, and the hospital was, I believe, 27 minutes away. But that hospital closed down. And that was, like I said, the closest hospital to us. So a lot of these rural hospitals are closing, unfortunately. And that was really the closest one. And then I panicked, so I started researching the next closest one, and I'm like, dude, that's like an hour away. If there's an emergency, there's no way I'm going to get there in time, or Scott's going to get there in time, or, so I was happy to hear, like I said, I don't know how true it is, but an old timer here, Terry, told us about it. So hopefully we can either ask Terry who to call to get this information so we can pay the $500 as in just in case. Plus building the house, which we're going to start doing in the spring. Closing, keep your fingers crossed, closing for our New Jersey house is still on for November 21st. So hopefully that goes through, and we won't be paying, 2 places. We won't be paying the mortgage and property tax in New Jersey, which is a killer. But so we'll have the money to start building come spring. Can't do it in the winter time. But it would be nice to know that, God forbid, if something happens, more so to me. I trust Scott more than I do me with machinery. But if something happens, that, you know, we have somewhere to, we have a way to get to the hospital quicker. I'm not predicting that anything's going to happen because Scott's pretty good, but I also wasn't predicting that he would split his head open while we were at the storage unit. And the good thing about that is we were already close to the hospital. We were, well, not close. We went to urgent care first, and they looked at us and were like, nope, got to go to the hospital. So it was another, I think, maybe 15 minutes to the hospital. So, but as soon as they saw him, they took him right back. Plus, you know, with him being on blood thinners. So this is my favorite road. I just love, it just reminds me, you know what it reminds me of? And I don't know why, but it reminds me of my favorite movie is The Notebook. I know, it's a girly girl thing. I'm a hopeless romantic. Like, I am such a hopeless romantic. But it just this reminds me of The Notebook. I don't know why, it just does. So yeah, that was exciting. I'm sure for you guys. Yeah. So The Notebook and my other favorite movie, believe it or not, is Up. It's another love story. Like, it's just, I don't know. I'm not a hopeless romantic for me, because I think I got past that age. But like, for my daughter, like, I see, like, I always will send a text, not always, but I'll send a text to her boyfriend every once in a while, just saying thank you for being such a wonderful boyfriend to my daughter. Because, like, watching their story it gives me hope for the young people, that there is still, you know, romance out there, and girls can still have the dreams of having a romantic partner while still being a badass woman. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to not be a badass woman to have these fantasies of romance, and to see the young people doing it. Like, it's just sweet. So, yeah. And I don't know if my daughter is so much as a hopeless romantic as I was. God, I love this area. I wish it was more colorful right now, but it's still not very colorful. There's a little bit of color. Looks like it's gonna be dead before it gets colored. I know I go off on different areas. Anyway, I'm heading to the laundromat because we need laundry, and it's bedding day, so I change the bedding. With the dogs, I try and change it as much as possible, especially like it. But I have extra sheets, so it's not like I'm only using one set of sheets. I have plenty of sheets to change the bedding. So, like, if the dogs come in and get clay all over it, like if it's wet out, I'm dreading the winter. I hope it's not going to be like that. And now that we have it's not really grass, I don't know what it is, growing over top of the clay, it's kind of making it more, less clayey, if that makes sense. Sorry, so that's a good thing. Get my phone thing decided to fall off. So I'm just holding it up for you guys. And I'm probably going to end it now, so I'm not holding it up. But I'm going to try and go live in a little bit. We'll see.